Steve, welcome to MK Dons. It's great to see you, and got to say, you're looking great.
Cheers, thank you.
Still playing, I believe, but I just overheard you as you come through the room and talking to Joe that you're an assistant manager last night. But are you enjoying your football? That's the main thing.
Yeah, I think so. The last few years, obviously, gone down kind of non-league route. I had a kind of bad experience up in Scotland, so my aim towards the end of my career was just get that enjoyment back when I started football, which I think I've got what I needed out of it. And yeah, a bit of a change of a role, obviously, last night, and that for how long it lasts, I don't know, but I think that's the kind of next step for me, especially when it finishes, because it's obviously coming to an end soon.
Yeah, I suppose the game's given you so much, and you've given the game so much, which we're going to talk about, but not finished. I suppose you want to put some more back into the game.
Yeah, I'd love to. I think naturally for me, I think the experiences I've had in football, I think I can offer to especially the kids now starting up. I'm involved with a college program as well, that's at Hitchin as well, so we have 16 to 19 year old kids that unfortunately can't get into academies, maybe through whatever reasons it is, not good enough or socially or whatever, so I'm on that side of it as well. So that's kind of been my process over the last few years, and definitely in some sort of capacity want to obviously continue in football on the coaching side of it.
On a good level to start, really, isn't it?
I think so.
Any level, but starting at that level, you're getting a good grounding.
Yeah, I think so, definitely. Like I say, now with the first team, it's obviously a step up again, but yeah, with the kids, there's no pressure. As I say, I'm in an environment where I can make mistakes as well, which is part of the process. So, no, it's a really good place to start for me, and hopefully, as I say, going forward, I'll have experiences from it.
Well, you're a legend, got to say.
Thank you.
There's not too many. I'd say there's a lot of people bandy that word about, but
yeah,
quite rightly so. And obviously, the reason we dragged you in, I begged you to come in, and is to talk about the AFC game. You must have great memories, and I want to get to the goal and the other goal, which one you won't want to talk about.
Yeah.
But I'm interested to know. I felt the pressure that week when I was here. I mean, I can't imagine what the pressure was like on you guys. Did it get to you, that the pressure of that game? Yeah,
I think so. It was weird because the whole week leading up to it, Carl kind of created this environment where it was kind of us against everyone, and
well, it was, wasn't it?
It definitely was. We couldn't win coming out of that game. If we won, we were expected to win. If we lost, then everyone would be throwing daggers at us. So, yeah, it was. It was a tough week. Like I say, the game in itself wasn't a great game. I think.
Stop me there though. Like the sort of build-up. Are you sort of? I'm trying to get in the mind of what the players are going through now. But was it exciting?
Yeah, it was. As I say, it never happened before.
No,
obviously,
right.
You hear the history about it. Obviously, coming into the club. But it never happened, the game, and then when obviously we got drawn against, and then the build-up was going, and then that week was just mayhem, like the amount of interviews that were happening, camera crews and that, so you could feel that it was a big game, and yeah, like I said, it was a different week that week.
Now, I mentioned Carl, I don't want to talk about Carl as well, but he had a good backroom staff at that time, didn't he? Mick Harford, and Ian Wright. How were they with that? How did they help you in that week, and the team, obviously?
Yeah, they helped us massively. Obviously, they're experienced pros. Obviously, done so much in the game, and just to try to calm it down a little bit. Although it was tough to do that, and just treat it like any other game, which we tried to do. But like I say, it was never going to be like that. So I think Carl used their experiences massively to talk to the squad and that throughout the week. But yeah, I think, like I said, we handled it as best we could. But although you treat it like a normal game, it was never going to be a normal game.
And then moving on to Carl, without being too critical of past managers or previous managers to Carl and past, he got what it meant to the chairman, to the fans and to the city, and I'm presuming he relayed that over to you as the players, didn't he?
Yeah, definitely. Like I say, to this day, Carl's one of the best I've worked with. I had a great relationship with him. We clashed, but we clashed on important things, but we could always kind of sweep it under the rug. I still have a relationship with him now, so like you say, he got what Milton Keynes was about, so it was good obviously to have him on the touchline, and obviously leading into that week, like you say, relaying the message from kind of the fans, the chairman, what we needed to do, what was at stake. So yeah, it was kind of the perfect man to have on the sideline.
And the side was, let's say, it was decent. It was a good side, and what I liked about the side, and perhaps you can elaborate a little bit more, I always felt you fought for the right to play. You wanted to play football, but you weren't going to be steamrolled over, and people like yourself, Stephen, and Potts, Sean Williams, you knew how to battle. Am I right in saying that?
No, like I said, we wanted to play a brand of football that was exciting, but we also knew, especially in the league we were in, and obviously going into that game, we had to battle to earn the right. No one was going to give us the right, especially out there, big pitch and that. So definitely we had that side of our game, but we also knew what way the club wanted to play, what way the manager, but we also knew that, yeah, we have to earn the right. So we definitely had players in there. We had KZ, obviously Senri as well. So we had experience in there, and people that could like roll up their sleeves when it got tough, so we could obviously then earn the right to go and play the way we wanted to play. So yeah, it was a good mix, a really good mix.
Okay, your goal. I've seen interviews and read autobiographies of players and what have you, and some of them say that they see a vision of the goal. Did you feel nothing like that before the game? Okay, so now I'm moving on.
No.
It was a tight game. I can remember it just being right up to the last minute. Talk me through your goal, if you can remember it, and how it just sort of came about. I mean, I can see it. I've been watching it this week every day. I think they've given me a lift up. But yeah, talk me through that. And it is, as I've got to say to people maybe viewing this for the first time, but it is. I think it was voted the greatest goal in MK Don's history, and I would absolutely agree with that because it was one goal. So talk me through it.
Like you say, the game wasn't going, I think, how we expected, and credit to AFC. I think they came with a really good game plan. Obviously we had a style of football, and I think they set in really deep and really frustrated us. The way we like to play, we like to get the balls in between the lines, especially Chaddy and I think it was Angelo that day, and we couldn't find them. And I remember I was building up on the left hand side by the dugout, and I don't know who played it back to Shawnee, and Shawnee's kind of played it into me, and I thought, I'm just going to have a shot, and that was basically it. It wasn't, it just came to me, and luckily I caught it really sweet, and like I say, unbelievable feeling. Like I say, it was more out of frustration than anything, because we just weren't getting into the positions we wanted to get in. They were frustrating us, and I thought, why not just have a shot? And luckily it went into the top end. So
did it feel, I mean, you say sweet, when that, sometime, I mean, it was a long time ago when I was playing, but when you actually strike it, immediately in your brain you go, ooh, is it one of them?
Yeah, I knew when I connected with a ball, this has a chance. And then obviously when I seen it kind of drift away from the keeper, I thought just stay under the crossbar, and luckily it did. So yeah, I knew the minute I hit it that I caught it really well. So yeah, like I say, one of the best goals.
I can't really remember. There's not many. I mean, I've been here so long, and they all just fall into one. But I can remember when it went in. There was like this momentary silence, because I think you scored against where the AFC fans were at that end of the ground, and I think the rest of the ground couldn't actually believe what they'd seen. For like that, it seemed like a split second, but it can seem like a couple of seconds when it's that quick, and then of course it erupted. But as you say, AFC, fair play to them. They gave everything and they came back in the game. And then there's two more key elements in this sort of what I call a legendary game, is the save by David Martin, which when you see it on the film, I must admit in the game, because I was at the far end taking photos and doing whatever it was, but I didn't realise the importance of it. But when you see it back, that was a massive moment, wasn't it? Yeah,
and I think it goes under the radar massively. Obviously winning the game takes priority, but yeah, that was a massive moment, 1-1. I think, again, credit to AFC Wimbledon, they had a good game plan. We got caught on the ball. I think it might have been Potsy who doesn't do that. He never ever gives the ball away, and I think they nicked it off him. And yeah, like I say, at the time it looked a really good save, but when you watch it back, it's an absolute incredible save, which, like I say, if they score that goal, they probably go on to win that game. So it's a massive moment in the game.
And then there we are. I mean, so late in the game, and I know I was sitting there feeling awful that we might have to go back to their ground.
Yeah.
And Was you aware? Was you looking at the clock or anything, or was you just wrapped up in the game and how late things were getting?
No, I think you're just so wrapped up in the game. Like I say, you're just waiting for that one more chance. In my head, like especially after the Dave thing, it was just like, we don't want to lose this game now. Like to get the winner was amazing, but in my head, I can't speak for others. It was just like, we can't lose this. Like at worst, we need to get a replay and go back to their place. But like I say, I was always confident in that squad that we could create another chance. And
but you couldn't have predicted the goal.
No, I mean, no chance.
To those, and hopefully we're showing the goal as we're talking here. I mean, there was a big kerfuffle. I think Louis was looking for a penalty.
Do you know what?
Louis,
I think everyone now is kind of seeing that thing. That's what cracks me up the most. When you look at that goal and you see Louis and one of their lads kind of, he's typical Louis having a little thing and then he just shoves him to the ground, and then celebrations like 2-3 seconds later. It's that gets me every time.
So I was taking photos, and I don't think a professional cameraman actually got John's goal from the right angle, because they were all focusing on Louis having a fight on the, looking for a possible penalty. But I mean, what a goal! What a goal!
Yeah, and if it can sum up Semi's character, that is him. He's so laid back, and I think that goal, he just, like I say, it's pure instinct. He just sticks out of foot and it hits him on the heel and it goes in. But like I say, I
mean, that's the fine line of football, isn't it? And that's what I love about players who are brave like that and do things by instinct. Because let's flip that for a minute, as in, it's nearly the last minute of the game, he's in the penalty box, and if he'd have back-heeled that and then hit the corner flag, we'd probably still be talking about it to this day, but not in the way that John would want to. So you have to admire his bravery for just thinking it and going, I'll do it, or perhaps it was just instinct. But
like I say, unless you speak to him, I think it's instinct. But like you say, but even to have that at that time in the game as well, everything on the line, to work your brain and go, I'll just stick out a leg here. It still takes a lot of confidence to do that. Like you say, if it goes over, there's 15,000 people moaning and like, what you doing? But like I say, to do that, and then he'd go down in history forever for scoring that goal. And like I say, it was an amazing moment, because like I say, we didn't play to our capability that day. And
well, I think as you said, I think you have to, through gritted teeth, as they would do. I don't think they'll mind me saying that, as in, you have to respect how hard they worked to try and get their thing, when it made it difficult. But that's cup football. That's the beauty of the FA Cup, isn't it? That's the magic. I just felt relief. I'm not saying me, it sounds a bit egotistical, but I know the press, Simone, who was working with me, and Antonio, and all the guys in the press, we wasn't really punching the clouds. We were just absolutely relieved that, one, the thing was over, and one, we'd won. But I wonder, you must have obviously celebrated in the dressing room back with Carl and that, but was there an element of relief that it was all over as well for you guys?
Yeah, I think that's the word you can only use. It was just relief. Everyone expected us to win. All the pressure, I think, was on us. And like I say, the build up to it, I remember after the game, I think we, as a squad, went back to the Hilton Hotel.
Yeah, that's right.
And I remember just sitting there, and we were having a drink, and I was just exhausted.
mentally more than physically?
Not physically, mentally exhausted, and just everything, the build up, the game, everything just kind of hit me. And I think a lot of us were like that, and it was just, like you say, just relief to obviously get the game done with, but also get the win as well. So that's one of my biggest memories, is just sitting there having a beer, and I was just like, wow, everything kind of got on us. It was just like mentally.
That's interesting, because I say that's pretty much what the staff were.
I think everyone just felt like that. Like I say, it was everyone against us.
Yeah.
And I think that was made evident throughout football, throughout all the media, that everything was against us. So, like I say, after the game, it was just mentally more than physically just draining. And it was just like, I think 2 days later still, it took for us to kind of get back into things after that game.
Real gang mentality that Carl created. He was very good at that. I'm going to bring it up. I think you probably want to say some words. Real sad news about George. He was part of that gang, big part of that gang. just your thoughts really on what he achieved in his life and what he was like in the dressing room with you guys.
George was amazing. Yeah, it was tough. It was hard kind of to hear a few weeks ago, but he was an amazing person, amazing player. It's funny because George started off, I don't know if many people know, as a centre mid, and he used to always be on at me how to get better, and I think he went on loan one time and he played at right back, and he was asking me, he was like, I don't want to play right back, I want to play midfield. And I was like, to be fair, George, you have the capabilities to do that. And luckily for me, I think he went as a right back because his determination and will to learn, to get better, he would have forced me out of the team. And he was always going to make it. He was always going to succeed in whatever he did at life. And he's just, there's nothing I can say that hasn't been said about him. It was a massive shock, and he's, like I say, an amazing teammate. He always had energy, sometimes too much. He'd always, any room he walked into, he kind of lit it up, and it was tough hearing that news.
But he reached great things, and people have been saying.
Like I say,
he was a great player and a great person, wasn't he?
Yeah, like I say, George was a fantastic player. I think he got every ounce of ability he could get out of himself. Like I say, if I had his mentality and kind of will to get better, I think I could have played her. But George had that. George was going to play at the highest level he could get to. Yeah. He had that work ethic, and like I say, he came in every day trying to improve. He was just an amazing character to have in the dressing room, around the building, and even away from football. Like I say, like people have touched on, he was just a good person, and
But like yourself, so you went on to great things and that. But has the Don's got a little special place in your heart?
Yeah, massively. Like I say, it's the first kind of place after moving away from Ireland that felt like home. I still live here now.
Right.
Yeah, so when I went to Birmingham, we moved up there for kind of 2 years, and then after that, even while I was still playing there, we just felt like this was what home was. So I think MK is just, like I say, home.
Difficult to come back and watch as a fan? Or is it? I don't know. I mean, I would never know that feeling of what it's like to be an ex-player, and then you're sitting in the stands and it's like, okay.
To be fair, the times I've come back, it has been hard. But I suppose
you have to accept it.
That's just life, like I say.
And talking to the fans, let's bring them in. They're massive on these kind of occasions, aren't they? They play a huge part. Yeah,
like I say, I'm pretty sure Sunday not everything will go to plan. They have to kind of stick with the team in the good times and the bad times. Because like I say, that day we played, we were nowhere near our best, but having that support behind us really helped us kick on. So my message to them would be just stick with the team no matter what happens Saturday, because like I say, there'll be highs and lows on Saturday. It won't go plain sailing, I can guarantee that. And I think they're doing really well this season as well, so it will be a tough game, but the fans play a massive role in obviously helping the players on Sunday.
To be fair, they've always been very good like that here, haven't they?
Yeah, they have been. Like I say, my time here, they were always excellent with me personally and the team. They were brilliant with me, and I think that's another reason why I loved playing for this club. Like I say, it was one of the hardest decisions I had to make leaving the club, but I felt I was at a stage in my career that if I didn't go and play at a higher level, I would have stayed. Probably like a Louis, I think I would have been here for the rest of my career. And
I think that says a lot about you, Stephen. I think any player who leaves to go to high level, you have to, shake their hands and say,
it's typical football, isn't it? I leave and then a season later it happens, which I would have. I didn't want to leave without getting that promotion. I wanted it so badly, and like I say, I moved on because I felt that I had to at the age I was, I had to. If I didn't do it, I would have never done it.
No regrets.
But like I say, although I was so happy for the club when they got promoted, it just felt like I wish I was there.
Yeah.
I wish I was a part of it, because I put so much effort to try get the clubs in, playoff defeats, like I say. And
well, I first say the fans knew that.
Yeah.
So that group of people you played with gave everything they got, and just sometimes the gods weren't with us, and luckily the gods were with us, and it was a bit.
Yeah.
It was the gods with us the following year. So I get what you're saying. You're coming, obviously, with reason talking to you. You are coming Saturday. I think you're going to pop down to a few places. I think I think people will see you, and I think they'll be really pleased to see you. So. Are you looking forward to it? And I'm going to get a prediction out of you. You're not going to get away without what you think. You can give me a score, or you can just give me a result if you want. But no, you must be looking forward to the game.
Yeah, definitely. Like I say, when it was drawn, obviously still being involved in football, I was just praying it was on a Sunday. So, because obviously I have a game Saturday as well. So obviously still committed to that. I wouldn't have been able to come to it. So when it was Sunday, it was perfect. And like I say, I haven't been this season. I've seen obviously results so far, so it'll be really interesting to see how the boys do. Obviously under new management as well, I know results have picked up as well. So yeah, I'm really excited for it. As I say, I think it'll be a really tough game, but I think one that we can definitely win.
Great, and it's been a privilege to speak to a legend. Greatest goal ever scored. I hope I see one better.
Hopefully there's one better on Sunday. Yeah.
For now, it was the greatest goal ever scored, Stephen. Thanks for talking to us.
No problem. Thank you very much.
Cheers.